In the lush valley of Isimo, surrounded by rolling hills and sprawling farms, lay a small village. The people of Isimo lived in harmony, nurtured by the fertile land and gentle climate. The village was ruled by the wise and benevolent King Uloma, who was deeply loved by his people for his fair and compassionate leadership. King Uloma had a daughter, Princess Kesi, who was renowned for her kindness and gentle nature. She treated the villagers with respect and often spent time helping those in need. Despite her royal status, she was humble and approachable, earning the admiration of everyone in Isimo. However, Kesi had a secret burden that she had carried since childhood, an extremely strong body odor that was nearly unbearable. From a young age, Kesi's scent had set her apart. While other children played freely, she often found herself alone, the other children keeping their distance. Her parents tried countless remedies, but nothing seemed to work. As Kesi grew older, the problem only worsened, and her scent became a constant source of discomfort and embarrassment. Despite this, Kesi's inner beauty shone through. She had a radiant smile and a heart full of love for her people. She dreamed of finding true love, someone who could see beyond her odor to her kind and gentle nature. But as she blossomed into a young woman, the villagers' reactions grew harsher. They avoided her presence, whispered behind her back, and made cruel jokes about her condition. Kesi's loneliness deepened as her friends drifted away, unable to bear her scent. She spent most of her days secluded in her room, dreaming of a day when she would be accepted and loved for who she was. She often gazed out her window, watching the villagers go about their lives, yearning to be a part of their world. One particularly warm and vibrant summer day, the village of Isimo was alive with excitement. It was the Festival of Light, a celebration held every year to honor the summer solstice. The villagers gathered in the square, dressed in their finest clothes, to dance, sing, and feast. The air was filled with laughter and the rhythmic beat of drums. Kesi sat by her window, listening to the sounds of the festival. She longed to join in the festivities but feared the reactions of the villagers. As the day wore on, her desire to be a part of the celebration grew stronger. She decided to take a chance and sneak out of the palace, hoping to observe the festivities from a distance without being noticed. Dressed in a simple cloak to conceal her identity, Kesi quietly left the palace and made her way to the edge of the village square. She stood in the shadows, watching the joyous celebration unfold. The villagers danced around a large bonfire, their colorful skirts swirling as they spun to the lively music. For a few moments, Kesi felt a sense of belonging as she watched them, her heart lifting with the rhythm of the drums. However, a sudden breeze carried her scent to the crowd. The joyous drum beats and dancing halted as the villagers wrinkled their noses, searching for the source of the unpleasant smell. Eyes turned toward Kesi, and she felt their stares like daggers. Whispers and murmurs spread through the crowd, and soon, people were pointing and laughing at her. Humiliated and heartbroken, Kesi fled the square, tears streaming down her face. She ran until she found a secluded spot behind some bushes, where she collapsed to the ground, trembling with shame. She thought she had found a brief moment of happiness, but it had been shattered by the villagers' cruel reactions. As Kesi sat hidden behind the bushes, her sobs echoed in the stillness of the night. She felt utterly alone, her heart heavy with the weight of her rejection. Just then, she heard a sound that cut through her sorrow, the steady beat of a drum, growing louder and closer. Curiosity mingled with her sadness as she peered through the leaves to see who was approaching. Emerging from the shadows was a young man with a bright smile, playing a hand drum. His rhythmic drumming seemed to carry a message of joy and hope. Kesi watched in astonishment as he walked directly towards her hiding spot, his eyes twinkling with kindness. When he reached her, he stopped playing and looked at her with a gentle expression. "Why did you stop dancing back there?" he asked, his voice warm and inviting. "You looked so joyful and free." Kesi was stunned. No one had ever approached her with such kindness, especially knowing her condition. She replied incredulously, "You can smell me, can't you? Yet you still came looking for me?" The young man nodded, his smile never wavering. "Yes, I can smell you, but that doesn't matter to me. I think you're a wonderful dancer. Please ignore their unkind words and keep dancing with happiness and freedom." Kesi felt a glimmer of hope in his words. For the first time, someone saw beyond her odor and recognized her true self. She realized that this stranger genuinely didn't care about her differences. Comforted by his kindness, she decided to give in to the joy of the moment and dance once more. The young man resumed his drumming, a cheerful and upbeat rhythm that seemed to breathe life into the night. Hesitant at first, Kesi began to sway lightly in time with the music. Encouraged by his warm gaze, she let go of her self-consciousness and started to dance freely. The rhythm flowed through her, filling her with a sense of liberation and joy. As Kesi danced, the young man watched her with admiration. He saw her for who she truly was, a kind, gentle, and spirited soul. For the first time in her life, Kesi felt completely accepted. She danced with abandon, her body moving gracefully to the beat of the drum. The music seemed to unite them, creating a bond that transcended her physical condition. When Kesi finally stopped dancing, she and the young man shared a moment of understanding. The connection they felt was undeniable. Exhausted but exhilarated, Kesi looked at him with gratitude. "Thank you," she said, her voice trembling with emotion. "I haven't felt this free in a long time." The young man introduced himself as Jumo, a musician from a neighboring village. He had come to Isimo to participate in the Festival of Light, hoping to share his music and spread joy. Jumo's cheerful demeanor and genuine kindness touched Kesi's heart. She realized she had found a friend who accepted her unconditionally. Jumo asked Kesi if she would meet him again the next day. He wanted to talk more and play his drums for her to dance. His warm smile and enthusiasm made it clear that he had greatly enjoyed their time together. Kesi, her heart fuller and lighter than it had been in years, agreed eagerly. She had never felt so accepted and understood. Over the coming weeks, Kesi and Jumo met secretly in their special spot behind the bushes. Each afternoon, Kesi would eagerly sneak away from the palace to spend time with her new friend. Jumo was always waiting with his drum, ready to share stories, jokes, and music. Their friendship blossomed, and Kesi found herself looking forward to their meetings more than anything else. Jumo's drumming inspired Kesi to dance with a freedom and joy she had never known. When she was with him, she forgot about her odor and all the insecurities that had plagued her for so long. Jumo made her feel so accepted and loved that she was able to lose herself in the music and the moment. Their bond grew stronger with each passing day, and Kesi began to feel a warmth in her heart that she had never felt before.